just ended. Cool. So what had happened this morning was I set an alarm, went to bed, woke up, and it's like 11. And I'm like, oh, son of a bitch. My alarm didn't go off. Sometimes this alarm doesn't go off. I don't know why, what it is about the phone. Maybe I didn't set it right. It's possible. I didn't set it right. I gotta put this on mute, sorry. Maybe I didn't set it correctly, which is entirely possible. Whatever the case may be, it was 11. Now, I don't mind starting late, but I figured, well, let's just try an evening stream. I haven't really done one like around this time. I did one around this time, and it didn't go like, well, it was alright. It was alright. It's just tough to do evening stuff. I also had to cut that one like super short. I only streamed for like an hour because it was a Friday night, and downstairs is a bar, and it gets loud, and then it can come up into the mic, and you don't want to hear any of that crap. So, yes, well, I cut that one short. Well, it's a Wednesday. Who knows how loud it's going to get? I really don't know. This is why I do streams in the morning, too, is because I live above a bar, and they don't even open till 5. So usually there's not that much commotion until around then. So I like to do it in the morning. But because my stupid-ass alarm didn't go off, I couldn't do it. Tomorrow we'll be back to normal. We'll go back into the morning, no problem. But we definitely have to change. So yeah, what we were talking about yesterday. Let's go over that briefly. This is a quick recap. So yesterday we went over a bunch of projects. Actually, we kind of finished up writing out the Sims build mode song that I was writing. Kind of like finished that up so that it sounds decent. So we're gonna kind of play through that quickly, just to hear it again. Oh, I'm on electric piano. And then we're back at basically the beginning. And the way that the ending works is it's just instead of moving on and looping back up to the top, at some point it just goes, you know, whatever it is. I actually liked that the second time around. I didn't think I would. I thought I would take issue with this because I don't know. It only happens like briefly in the song, and most of the song kind of revolves around you know, that kind of thing, and then all of a sudden it changes to I guess it wasn't that bad. I'd like to build that more. That needs to be more built. So that's a bigger moment. This here needs to be a bigger moment. So when you play it, you know what I mean? That needs to be a bigger moment. Anyways, I think that's good. I like that to start. So we're going to go back to this one. This was the Pokemon Route music song, which I really liked. I thought it was cool. Refresh the stream real quick. It's very simple. It's supposed to be. I think this definitely can be fitted somewhere else other than Pokemon. I'm starting to think of like Game Boy RPGs that this can fit in. You know what I mean? Like if this whole thing was legato. I can see this being fitted in like Link's Awakening or Oracle of Ages or Seasons. It can also go there, I think. Now, I guess it all depends on like what kind of voicings I decide to use, like you know, like what instruments I want to use with this. But I could see it being fitted there as well, especially the. I don't know why. I could see that being fitted somewhere in there too, like almost like an Undertale song, actually. So yeah. So next is this Pokemon song. That's kind of like the whole point of that song, right? And this is supposed to be Pokemon credit music. So this is not going to change much, I don't think. I don't see it changing much. However, I am going to write this out in a grand staff because I'd like it to be more defined what exactly the rhythms are in both hands. So the way that this is going to kind of be written out is like so. And this is in E flat major. Just wanted to make sure. And this also, along with being an E flat major, is going to be written out in 12/8. That needs to be way more defined because there's so many triplet things going on, and like the real root, it's not 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and it's more da 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 da. That's really what the main point of the song is, or the main rhythm of the song is. So it's not going to be in 4 anymore. It's going to be in 12/8, and I think it makes more sense. So I don't have to keep writing because I just would be writing triplets all over the place. Wouldn't make any sense. It needs to be more in the style of 12/8. So if that's the case, this is going to be slightly different. And it's going to be written out slightly different too. But for the most part, the chords are going to stay mostly the same. It's really just going to depend on what instruments I want to use for them. So the left hand is going to be more defined. So that would be a 6. So that would be. Let me think about that for a minute. Be this. Like that. Dotted half. Because it's 6 beats. And then the next one is going to be this. Flatted. D flat. Like that. And it's da, 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 da. So that is a quarter note. It's going to look like this. Right? So, and then it's a dotted half, or dotted quarter rest, or I'm sorry, dotted eighth rest, which defines the next beat. So, and it's going to be that repeated. And that gets into it, right? So, do 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 do. Got that, and then it's this. Same rhythm. Like so. It is really tough to reach over and see this, but it's alright. Like that. So that's the left hand, at least for the first part, and this is also repeated. Just once. To start it off. And then we get into the next section, which is more of the melody. Because right now this is just kind of like an intro. So what these chords are, then I'll write up top. E flat major, G flat major. Really simple progression. A flat major, B flat major. It's tough to see, but you got it. And I won't write out the entire chord because I might be playing different stuff. It depends. But I will be writing out the melody, keeping it the same. So it's da 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 da. So it's like this. This is so much nicer now that I don't have to keep writing triplets. It's just that now it has to be subdivided up into a different... It has to be subdivided up differently, essentially. Yeah, and this is going to look a little strange because it's not, like, evenly distributed. But this is mostly for me to remember what exactly I'm playing than it is to be perfectly aligned. Yeah, and these hit together. Like and then both the right and left hand are break there. Then it's the same thing. It's do 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 do. Like that. So it sounds like. And obviously I'm filling out the chords with the rest of my right hand, so I'm not just going filling out the rest of the chord. Right. And then we have this part, which the left hand is doing the same thing for this entire section, which is. Where the hell's the pedal? Ooh. Whole time, which is. So the way that is written out is same chords, same thing. It's just different rhythm. So it looks like this. And again, sorry I'm a lefty, and you can't really see it entirely until I'm finished writing it. So there's a dotted eighth, and then it's held. Like this, and then another dotted eighth. Right? Like that. And then, same thing, just up to this. Like that. There we go. And then same thing down here. It's this. There we go. Yeah, this part's kind of boring. And then same thing here. It's just that I really liked this written out, and there wasn't really much I wanted to change with it. I just wanted it to be more clearly defined as to what exactly I am playing throughout this song. Okay. So and the melody is going. And then we go on to the next part. The melody is going to stay the same as this. So I don't have to write all these weird triplet stuff. 1, 2, 3, 1, da, 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 da. So the way that this is going to work is it is. Let me think about that. I guess it would be a half note. Or maybe I should make it like tied. I should probably make it tied. I don't know. How would you write that out? I think you would write that out with some sort of tie. Because it would get really strange, I feel like, if you didn't do that. So what I'm suggesting is, like, so since we're in 12/8 now, if I wrote like a half note, that's going to equal 4 beats. Ba ba ba. I'll let you know what's going to do it for me. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Right? But the way that 12/8 works is it's just 4 groups of 3. So you can either write it out like that, or you can write the dotted eighth note, which is basically 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4. A dotted eighth note is 1 because it's 3 beats. And then tie it to another eighth note, and then make it a thing. So I'll show you what I mean. Because I think that this is probably the way it needs to go. You make this, and you tie it to another one, and then you do this. Like that. Instead, I can combine these two into an eighth note, and then there's just two... Or I'm sorry, I can combine these two into a half note, and then there would just be 2 eighth notes here. But I don't think that that would look right. If that makes sense. Now you can tell it's 2 distinct groupings. It's 1, 2. And I gotta do the same thing again. Next one. Like that. And then, just by that, you can tell now that there is, if I can write this out a little bit better. Right. You can tell now it's 1, 2, 3, 4. And if there wasn't these ties and it was just a half note, it would get a little confusing, I feel like. So now you know it's what it did. And then it's so this is held for 9 beats, and that would be, how would you write that? I'll think about that. I guess you would do this. That seems weird. Is there an easier way to do that than that? This is really testing like my musical prowess, I guess. Is being able to write this down. So this is 6 beats, right? And so then this is a dotted quarter note, which is 3 total beats, which is 6 eighth notes. 3 quarter notes, 6 eighth notes. And if it was 4 quarter notes, that would be how many beats? That'd be all 12, right? So it can't be a quarter note. So I guess what you would do is this, and then tie it to, yeah. Okay, so what this would look like. How to write in 12/8. That's the name of this stream. That's the title of this particular stream. It looks like that. Okay, so then you know that this is 1, 2, 3, and then we're moving on. Right, it's essentially the opposite of this, because it's that. And then it's like this. Put a little gap there so I was able to write a flat. This isn't... We're now kind of going into like a bluesy... kind of going to a bluesy type thing. So that's the next part of it. So it's kind of the same thing as this. It's the same exact thing. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're gonna write this out exactly the same, like so. That's what I did wrong. Like, that doesn't seem right. Because this note is doubled. Like this. And then... There we go. So boom. So, and then this is the same thing. It is. So it's like this. Do. Like that, and then. Looks like that. And there are repeats throughout this part. Alright, so it sounds like this. Keep doing that. I don't know what I like better, but yeah, so that's how that goes. Do 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 do. Then we get to this part, which is like, it's been built up to this big fanfare type thing, and then it gets kind of silent. Right? So now, it's going to look like this. It's going to get tied. And we're just going to split that in half. And this is a D flat major chord as well. And I can write this out, I guess. Look like this. Right. Same exact thing here. Little off center, but it's alright. So, looks like this. So now we have this kind of back and forth between, just kind of over and over again. And this is going to get repeated kind of as a vamp, I would say. The best way to describe it, I think, is a vamp. And it's just a little 2-bar thing that's going to kind of get vamped. Okay. And it's going to look like this. Or actually it'd be... So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So actually, this would be like this. This would be tied to another one of these. Like so. And then another one that is either going up or down. It doesn't really matter. I think what I'll do is I'll write one up the first time and one down the second time, like this. Okay. So it looks like and then what's going on here is I'm basically writing out a background. There will be a melody kind of over top of all of this, but very quietly in the back is going to be the bass and this. Because I don't want that to be a melody, because that's just going to stay the same. So I don't know what will be over top of it, but something will be over top of it while I'm going. And then eventually it'll go up to... So I'm just going to write the background. And then I'll even write melody over top. And then this goes, and then I'll write it in here, what this is. B flat major. Okay? So it goes da 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 da. And this kind of gets repeated. It's the same exact thing. So it's da 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 da. So it looks like this. Oh, this is gonna get. This is real close. So like this, and then this, right? And the same thing here. I'll rewrite it just so that I understand what exactly is going on. And then at some point, it's going to shift. And also, I'll write back here, vamp, that. And then I'll also rewrite this to indicate that I can go either up with this B flat chord or down with this B flat chord, depending on just how I feel, I guess. It really doesn't matter. Or I can just alternate between the two. Doesn't matter. I think it sounds cool pretty much no matter what. So then we have this for B flat, F, and B flat again. And we'll write like that and put dots there and then there. Okay. So, essentially, this is just being vamped. So starting at this D flat here, it goes like this. And then at some point, it's going to start going up, too. Like that, right? And that's not vamped. That's just straight through. That's basically the indication that we're going to move on now to the next part of the song. I actually am going to have to go to a second page because I'm running out of room here. I only got 3 more lines, and I can't write it on here. So that's going to be great. So baseline, I'm just going to say continue. So I have to keep writing that out. But this will be changed now to this. Oh man, my face cam is covering up exactly the part that I'm writing in. Like that, and then it's going up now to this. Right? And now we're arpeggiating the same chord, but just in a different inversion. So it's like this. And we're also adding the 9. This is the 9 of F minor. Yeah, writing this in 12/8 makes this so much easier. So. Now, do I want it to go immediately? Or I should probably make it some sort of 4-bar phrase. So this will be repeated. Same thing. To this. God, I cannot see this, dude. Just slightly out of my line of sight. Okay. So then we're going to do the same thing, but then we're going to start heading up again to this. Right? And then it's just straight up. Oops. Da, 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 da. And I'm going to write this out like this. Okay. And what that's basically doing is it's held. It's a full 2 beats, It's not just, it's, and then it's off. So that's basically just da 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 and then off. I don't know how to explain it. So it goes like da 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 da. It's held out a little bit longer. And then I also have to write the bass for this because the bass is going to be this. It's going to basically be in unison with the melody, but it's going to be like this. It's going to be a lot of this. And then I will write the lower version of this. I think it makes sense. Then, like that. Okay, that's quickly. Alright, so here's what we have so far. Let me play it out for you. Oh, it just barely fits. Awesome. That's something else I wanted to do. I just thought of. I would like this first one to be like this. I would like it to rest. So it looks like this. Or it sounds like this. Right, so I'll do it one more time. Like that. So we're repeating that, Now we're moving on. And then we're on to the next part. So let me just do this real quick so I don't get confused. So we're going to write up here at the top, project number 8, continued. I have to rewrite the staff and stuff because whenever you flip a page, you have to do that. You don't have to do that for every line. You just have to do it for every time there's like a page turn or anything like that. You have to just kind of rewrite the staff real quick. So we're going to do that. So now we're on to the next section of the song, which is this. That whole thing is just kind of this big build, and I haven't really come up with anything past that, to tell you the truth. I don't know if it needs to continue anymore, or if we should make it continue. Maybe we should have some sort of melody over top of it that brings back, I guess, the Pokemon theme a little bit more. Right? Because the only real, like, Pokemon theme in the song is... And that's not even really... You couldn't... Like, if I played that, you wouldn't know that was Pokemon. Because the Pokemon thing is do-do-do, and that's kind of what... And this works out perfectly because the Pokemon theme really emphasizes the 7th. And this works out really cool because there's a lot of, like, those notes that would also work really well here. So maybe we can do something like after... Or maybe we should put this melody thing before that. That would be kind of cool. If we did something like something like that. After. That'd be kind of cool. I have to listen to the Pokemon theme a little more. Because then it eventually changes keys and it does other things. And I don't know how, like, what keys it goes into, so... Oh, that's awesome. And then, what does it do after that? Oh yeah, it's like... Yeah, that actually could work really well there. So the point is, do we want... Essentially, do we want it to go from right into... Or do we want it to go into... I kind of like that. Yeah, I kind of like that. Because now we're writing new stuff completely. And maybe we'll end up switching the two. Because I kind of like this as like an ending. Can't do that. But yeah, let's just do this part. So this part is another unison part that I'm going to be playing with both hands, unison. So it's so the way that this works is they're both quarter notes. They're okay, so it's going to look like this. Nope, that's not even the right note. That's not even close. It's going to look like this. Okay, and then it's this. Right. I feel like I'm doing something wrong all of a sudden. I just thought of something. These, these aren't 16ths, are they? I don't think they are. I gotta look this up now. Just somebody, I need an image of a 12/8 measure. Yeah, no, I'm right. I'm totally right. You know what it is? You know what you know what your problem is. You know what my problem is here? Is these are supposed to be dotted quarters, not dotted eighths. All of these like gaps are supposed to be dotted quarters, not dotted eighths. That's what's throwing me off, because I'm sitting here like, why would I have a dotted eighth? That doesn't make any sense. Because if I had a dotted eighth note, it would include 16ths, and there isn't a single 16th note in all of this. This has to be a dotted quarter, which makes sense. Okay, I'm I'm starting to I'm starting to understand how music works, slowly but surely. Okay. All of these are supposed to be dotted quarters. Dotted quarters are 3 beats. They're 3/8 notes, and that's one grouping in 12/8. So anytime there's that, it has to be a dotted quarter. That's what's throwing me off. Because something was throwing me off from the very beginning. I'm sitting here like, something's wrong here. And then this is a regular quarter rest, because it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6, 7. And then we need 8, 9, 10, 11. Or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we need 4 beats. 4 beats would be a quarter note, because there's 4 eighth notes in a quarter note. Got it. It's math. It's really just, it comes down to math. So this, do 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 do, 1 and 2 and do 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 do, and then actually it's more of like this, like that, right? Okay. So it's gonna look like, because the first one's long, second one's short, so it's wait. Right. Okay, so we got it. So it's, this combined would be how many beats? 2? Oh, then it's not a quarter note. Dude, I'm not even with it right now. Clearly, this is not a quarter note. That only covers 2 beats. We need something that covers 4 beats, which would be so what would that be? I guess that would be, three or 2, so it'd be a half rest, right? Am I wrong on that? I think I'm right on that. I think that would be a half rest. We're trying to display 4 beats, right? 1 half rest is 2 quarter notes. 2 quarter notes is 4 eighth notes. I feel like that's so wrong, though. I feel like that's not right. Because a quarter... Oh, my God. I'm all over the place, dude, right now. Let me look at this measure again. Here's a perfect example. No, I'm pretty sure I'm right. I'm almost certain I'm correct on this, but I still... Something inside of me is saying, no, I'm wrong. But I'm almost certain I'm right. You know what the other thing, too, I think, is... all of these dotted 8s that I've been putting out here are not correct. These should all be dotted quarters. Yeah. That's another thing I think that's screwing with me right now. Is all of these dotted rests. Okay, so let's talk about 12/8. Let's talk about 12/8, because 12/8 is weird if you don't write in it very often, and I don't usually. I usually write in. Oh wow, what's weird here? I don't usually write in it. So the way the 12/8 works is there's literally 12 eighth notes, and they're in groupings of 3, and it's 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 of them, and it goes da 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 da, right? That's how it goes. So it basically sounds like triplets. Like if you were in 4, if you were 4/4, it would go triplet, 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 triplet. That's how it sounds. That's how it's meant to sound. Except you don't have to write triplets in it and make weird subdivisions and stuff. So the way that it works is basically everything then... You basically treat everything the same, except that one beat is 3/8 notes instead of 2/8 notes. It's really the big difference between them. So when you write 1, you're writing a dotted quarter note, because a dotted quarter note equals 3 beats, and that would be one grouping. So if you wanted to write 1, 2, 3, 4, like that in 12/8, you would write dotted quarter notes. Just do, right across the board. And then if you wanted to write it on eighth notes, there would be 12 of them. Okay. So what's confusing me is that I'm thinking of it in 16th notes. I don't know why, and I'm basically just mixing the two, and it just doesn't look right or sound right. So that's kind of the main issue that I'm having right now. It can be easily fixed. It shouldn't be a big problem. We just have to do it. So basically, what's going to be changed about everything is all the little flags that are on all the eighth notes are going to essentially be erased. So it's going to be da, da, da. Now this is going to stay because this is meant to be like that, and this is meant to be like that. So it's almost like I wrote some of it correct and I wrote some of it incorrect. So this is. Thought I hit the demo button. That's going to get erased. Everything else is fine. This has to get erased, the little flag. So anytime you see a little flag on any of the dotted eighth notes, just have to erase the flag. That's really the only damage that was done here. Which means that this actually could probably get condensed into something decent. So I don't have to do this weird tie thing. So what's here is 9 beats. So I could even do something like a quarter note, which would have a quarter note tied to a half note. No, Let me think about that. No, I think this is really the only way to do it. I'm pretty sure. I have to think about it a little bit more. But yeah, so essentially it's going to look more like this now, right? And this makes sense because it's 6 beats. Because a dotted half note is 3 quarter notes. 3 quarter notes is equal to 6 eighth notes, right? Yeah. So then this has to get erased down here. Basically, any of the little flags have to be erased. This is a good lesson in how to write music. First thing that should have tipped me off is this, because it goes. This is 3, 4, 1, right? And that should be a dotted quarter note, because they're on the beat. They're do, 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 and they're just playing the beat, and that should be it there, like that. Same thing here. Doing da 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 da. It's not an eighth note. They're not a dotted eighth note. It's a dotted quarter note. Makes complete sense when I like actually talk myself into it. Right. So essentially, the syntax of the music is not changing. What's changing is where the notes are placed specifically. Okay. So now I think we're caught up. I think it makes sense now. Now let's try to do this. So it's so essentially this is going to go like this. And how that's going to be written out is like this. And then we're going to put a G here, a D flat, a G. These are both flatted like this. It's supposed to be in there. Another rest. And this is also going to get repeated, so I might as well just throw the repeat signs in now. And it's going to get scribbled out probably. So let's get repeated. And it's going to look like that, right? So do-do, do-do, do-do. Okay. And then the next part is going to be, so it's just going to be this. And then this. Like that. That's at least the rhythm of it, right? this, I'm going to write out the entire chord in the right hand. And the reason why is because I won't be switching this one around quite as much. This is more defined. That's also telling me that, hey, don't add anything during these breaks. Because if I just wrote the melody, I might do something like start playing chords like... And I don't want that. I want there to be specific breaks there. So I'm going to write out the entire chord for this part. I can write it better than that. It's going to look like this. Like that, right? And then... yeah. And I'll also write rests in here so that I know not to play on those as well. And we could write G flat there. And then basically be F there. Dicks. I wrote that out completely wrong, but it's okay. It looks like just one giant bubble there. And then we have getting kind of low into the register, but that's okay. This is a flat. It's supposed to be in A flat. And then this is supposed to be just that, right? Break, break, and then this, and then this. And then I have to naturalize that because I flatted it over there. So, something like that. And then maybe I'll do something. Moving on from there. So now that this is repeated, we're getting into the actual melody of Pokemon. So this whole thing is going to look somewhat like this. It's going to sound like this. Just kind of making up stuff now. And then back to the top, right? And I think that whole like entire process there will take up enough time that it can then be looped, and it would sound kind of cool. Maybe we can extend out a few parts of it, you know. alarms or something. Right? So we kind of got this idea going on now. So we have so now it's going to go into 4 actually. Once we get into here, because now we're out of the it's not now it's I mean, we can turn it into a 12/8 thing, which would be jazz chords, but I can't do that. I really want to do so like. You can really like screw with this song. That would be a cool thing to do. Make a jazz version of the Pokemon theme song. Even just, you can turn that actually could be like a blues. So like Dude, that would be so cool. So what I'm basically doing is like trying to turn like a 12-bar blues into the Pokemon theme song. Let me just play through it. That would be really funny. I'd have to really sit down and think about that because, like, that's just a rough little thing. And plus, the Pokemon theme song also goes into a lot of other. I mean, for the most part, it's. And then it's a lot of. Something like that. And then we can do some. Oh man, you can really mess with this. Anyways, that's not what we're playing right now. So, we have to do this now. Okay. So, what we can do is this. We're going to bring back that rhythm in the left hand. But this is going to be like this. Da 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 da. Doo doo. And then da 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 da. And that would be the first measure. Gets repeated, right? I'm going to take just a brief break before I write all this out. I really have to use the bathroom. So I'm going to leave you with something interesting to listen to. Oh, how about this? This is a really pretty song. I think I played this once before, but just take a listen to this. I'll be right back. I like that song. Okay. So we're back to this. We're writing this out. Let's write it out. Let's bang it out. Let's get a project done today. Let's be somebody. I'm excited about this one. I like this project. And this is actually tied over. And it's do do do. Actually, it's not quite that. It's actually 5 beats. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do do. Right. So how do you write out 5 beats? Well, I guess we can do one of these. This probably makes more... this is weird. So how do you write out 5 beats? Tell you what we're going to do. Might make more sense to just look it up. No, I don't want to differentiate between 12/8 and 6/8. I know the difference between it. What's up, man? Thanks for stopping in. I'm just trying to figure out how to specifically write out 5 beats in a 12/8 measure. I mean, I guess you could just do a lot of tying together things, but yeah, this is not helping me at all. Because this is gonna go to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And those are just grace notes. Oh, geez, did I break my... Oh, no. I thought I just broke my pencil there by doing that. Okay. So we had to do this earlier on in the song, and I think you can kind of just go one of 2 routes. Which would be... Since it's 5 beats, the only real note that's going to matter if it's, like, connected to is the 6th beat, and then 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 are going to be 3 and 4, and those are separate beats. So, because really, if we excluded the grace notes, it would just sound like this. Like that, right? And actually, that's held for the rest of the measure. It's just this. And then the grace notes, which I'll write in very small. I know you can't read those, but it's alright. They're just grace notes. I could go I don't know. What do you think sounds better? You think it should be... Or... I actually kind of like it. I like it better written out, to tell you the truth. So in that case, it's another 5-beat thing. So these are both kind of like 5-beat things. Yeah, I agree. This is... Kyle, this is the Pokemon credit music that I'm going to be doing, and this is the one that we were talking about before. So I'm now adding in the Pokemon theme, because you kind of have to have that in there at some point, because most credit music in Pokemon, or most music in Pokemon usually has some variation of the theme going on. That is exactly it. Yeah, that's way better than grace notes. So, again, in this case, actually, this is going to be slightly different. So this is going to be like this. And then what we can do is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, so that's being held the whole time. So this, and then this is tied. Right? So we still have to come up with something for like 5 beats. And I'm trying to think of the best way to do that. I honestly think that the best way to do it is to write it out like this, tie this to a quarter note, and then go like this. And actually, the flat would go on here. Stupid demo thing. And then you write it out like this. Okay, so it's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, do down. Right. I feel like that makes more sense than writing like a dotted eighth, or not a dotted eighth note. What am I trying to say? Then writing a half note, and then tie the half note to an eighth note, and then write an eighth note here. I don't like that. Wouldn't it makes sense like how you can condense it that way? But I think that this makes more sense contextually, like just looking at it. So. And we're gonna write this out like this. And the other thing I should mention is that the bass line rhythm is coming back. This wonderful thing. Right, that's going to be coming back. You know, this actually worked out streaming at night because, like, you know, it's not too loud downstairs. There's not much going on outside today. I mean, it is a Wednesday, and last time I did this, it was a Friday, and it was super ridiculous. But it's not too bad. This is the part that I'm like excited about. When we get up there and followers and stuff, I would be excited to be streaming games. Like this, it's going to be a lot of fun to do that, I think. And this is also needs to be written out. But it's not too bad here. Because I was always worried that, you know, this stuff around me was going to get in the way, but it hasn't. It's been pretty good today. That's good. So this whole rhythm is coming back. I'm going to write it out in the different keys. Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. And then this. Although this is going to be a different one because it's going to go like this. So that's slightly different. So that's actually So I will show you how that's written out. Like this. Play together in unison, and then. Should we like nah, we should probably just stick with these ridiculous power chords that I keep playing. Ba, 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 ba. And these flatted. And then we can write these as naturalized notes, like that. So, and written out on the top is and then I'm just gonna play these with these chords like this. Same thing. with flats. Except for the last one. Right? See now, how would you... So that's going to be almost like duplets. Just that one part. But anyways, we have do 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 do, and this is 1, 2, 3, 4. So 12 beats. So we have to be able to write out 12 beats. So this would be tied to a... What would that be tied to? Oh, no, you know what you would do? You write it out like this. I think. Like 2 dotted half notes. So, from here... And we're back to that. Right, so we got that part. Essentially makes sense. So the next phrase is the same thing for the, at least for this part. This measures the exact same thing. Let's quickly write that out. Da, 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 da. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. All right. Let me refresh the string quickly. Cool. Do, do, do. The left hand is actually going to be the same, I think, for the next 4 measures. Flat, flat. Man, this is like the first song that we've written that's really got to get written completely out. Like, this is really... let me just play this. Yep. Just making sure that that's going to stay the same the whole time. Nothing weird's going on. Do 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 do, and I'll probably do something like that. Do 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 do. Yeah, definitely. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Okay. Should be that, or either way doesn't matter to me. Do 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 do. Guess it doesn't matter. I kind of like... So this next part is still tied to the same thing. It's still going to be held for 8 beats, or 8 beats, 5 beats, right? And then this is da 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 da, which is kind of confusing. It's going to be written out kind of strangely. It's almost like, actually, you know what it would probably be? It's like a triplet in 12/8. Do 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 do, triplet do. But really, what it is da 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 da. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 doom. Which works. I mean, it's fine. Just a little weird. I don't really know if I have to write triplet here, because it makes sense. Like, usually what people do for triplets is they will write it there to signify that it's 1 beat. So if you were playing in 4, so like, you know what I mean? Like, that's 1 beat. Triplet, 1 2 3. Well, this isn't like, it's 2 beats, but as it's written out, it's fine. Because if you wrote a quarter note out in 12/8, it would be 2 beats, and we need 6 beats, and that's 6 beats right there. So I don't really know if you need to write triplet for it. It's just a little off because it's you wouldn't write that out. I don't know. I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna leave it. I know what I mean by it. Da 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 da. 1 2 3 4 5 6. So this is kind of the same thing. It's this being held, and then like that. But and this is then being tied over into this, and then it's I think it's just the same thing, right? Yeah. Right? And this is 1 2 3 4 do do do. So this can be written out like this. 1 2 3 4. So I guess it would be like this. Tied. Like this. Boom. So now that in. So it's and I think we continue with that bass. Maybe not. Dun, 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 dun. I kind of like that. So do 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 da, 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 da. Do, do. So this is gonna be like this. Well, that's a really high. I don't know why that dot. I wrote that so high up. Da, 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 da. So it's actually very similar to this measure. And what we can actually do now, because I wasn't doing it before, so we'll just write F nat or E natural. I was gonna write F flat. That's just stupid. even though it probably is what you're supposed to write. So do 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 ba ba da 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 do. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, now we're doing that. So do do do, and then it's. How do we want to play that? Probably like that. Yeah, up there. So it's gonna be do 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 do. Yeah, we'll just write natural. Boom. And we only have 2 bars, then we're going back up to this, which I have to write repeat signs in up there. Right? And I'll probably just hold that. And in a bunch of like inner lines and stuff, I will arpeggiate the chords and stuff. Like that. So then it's da 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 da. And that'll be held over again. And then it's like that. And then the song could go to top, probably. And now we have to just write out the bass, and then we're good. So this part here, when we get to, is I'm going do 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 do. So it's like this. Like this. And then basically what we're doing is we're playing this is then tied to another one of these. Like that. So it basically sounds like that. So so how would that work? I guess it would just be another one of these. Like this. And then in sync with this, it would go. I know it's not written out exactly in line, but this would be in sync with this. And write naturals. So and then same thing. Just up to B flat. Oh crap. They're half. They're dotted halves. Like that. And then do it again. Like this. And one more time. And then in time with this, it's so it would be this. Da, 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 da. Right. With 2 naturals there, and then at the bottom we finally have. Then we're done with the song. Can you believe it? tied to this. Do, 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 do. Or do, 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 do. And then it's... Boom. And we're done. Okay, so this actually took up 2 pages, this entire thing. So we got this beginning part. So here's what I'm going to do. We're going to play through the whole thing now. And what I'll do is when we get to this, I'll just stop, flip the page, and then I'll continue on with it, okay? So here we go. Here is the Pokemon credit music that I've come up with to this point. You won't be able to see all of it, but you'll get the gist. From there, we may go back up to the top. We may go back to that. But that's it in a nutshell. And I think that's really all we need to write. You know, I think that will take up a good 3-minute credit song. I don't know. I think it works great. So, boy, that took up a lot of time just doing that whole thing, right? I mean, that was like almost 2 hours of just this, which is fine. I'm cool with that. I don't remember if I started at 6 or 6:30. I started at one of those 2 times, and so yeah, Project 8 in the books, which means we have 2 projects left, essentially. Now, we have 2 projects left, and then we're going to start making more projects. So, the next 2 projects, what is this one? Oh, man, I don't remember this. I actually don't know if I remember this. What was this? Oh, I remember what this was. This is real weird. And this is actually something that okay, so this was something in the good old phone library. Some of these songs, I think that 1, 3, and maybe this one in 5. Not 5. 6. And not 3. 1, 4, 6, and 9 of my projects, because there's 10 of them, I pulled from a phone. So over the course of the last like few years, if I have an idea, I would record it on my phone and I'd save it into a folder called projects or ideas. And what I was doing with these cutscene things was I would every once in a while just pull out my phone and be like, okay, let's pick one. And I picked this one. And I barely remember, to tell you the truth. But now I'm starting to remember it. What did I do for this?
The fucking bass is fucking...
Thank you for the follow, dude. I appreciate it. And then there's a point where, look at this written. There's just a chord and it just says free and there's an arrow. It's like, well, what the hell is that? So, in the song on my phone, it just goes like this. It just kind of like, and it's just kind of this weird free, like, and then eventually it gets back to. There's this weird thing, right? So, and then there's this intro that I barely remember this intro, but it was something like. So the chords were this, back to this, and then all of this down a half step, and then the main key with the C sharp minor, and then this, and then. And this was another one of those ones where I wasn't sure where it would fit in exactly, so I just wrote it as cutscene music. What that means, I really don't know. To me, the intro thing is not. The intro thing is just whatever. But this part, the actual melody part, the... So I don't really know where this would fit in. Again, so I just threw in cutscene music. I don't know how else to describe it. I don't know where else it would fit in music. And if you can think of anything, feel free to throw it out there. I mean, the Pokemon credit music that I just spent like the last 2 hours working on, that started off as Pokemon like route music. And then someone had suggested in the chat, like, hey, this sounds more like credit music than it's route music. So then I was like, oh, you're totally right. And I changed it completely. There's also really not much of a melody. And I'm also playing it a lot faster. Usually it's supposed to be more somber. It's supposed to be... What's coming to mind for me, and I think I said this when I was writing this out, was Heavy Rain, and I don't know why Heavy Rain is coming to mind. The game, like the PS3 game, now also PS4 game. For some reason, let me refresh the stream. For some reason, that's coming to mind. I don't know why. I feel like the Heavy Rain music has absolutely nothing to do with this, but like for me, it's sad. It's a little depressing music. It's very somber. I can say sad with any adjective or not adjective, the synonym I want. Same thing. It's a little well, it's in a minor key. It's slow. This is the type of music I love to write, to be honest with you. Even though I'm a genuinely happy person, I love to write like sad, slow ballad songs. So here's what we're gonna do now. I don't know too much about the Heavy Rain music. I've played Heavy Rain. Oh god, it's giving me... Oh shoot. I have to put game, or else it's just giving me 10 hours of Heavy Rainfall. That's not what I want at all. Oh, you know what we can do instead of this? Let's just put Heavy Rain OST. Okay. I have no idea what that is. Ethan Mars main theme. So let's listen to a couple of the themes, like for a few seconds, and just see how they sound. I gotta mute myself again because I don't have headphones in right now. So let's just listen to a few of this. I'm gonna just get out of this mode and just listen. This is the song I was hoping to find. This is what was coming into my head when I wrote this song. Well, not even when I wrote it. Because I didn't play Heavy Rain back then, or I didn't know about the game back when I came up with this. But this is kind of what I'm talking about. This is actually in D minor, but just keep listening to it. I don't want to play it for too long either. Fucking weird stuff happening. But anyways, that's kind of what I'm talking about. There's a consistent rhythm. I don't know what it is specifically. Whatever it is. It's in D minor, I know that. That's all I know. That's kind of what I'm talking about when I'm playing through these. So my thing, and also the other thing that you can hear too, is it's really bare. Mine is not. Mine has more, it's more full, which it doesn't have to be. I can take out certain things. But the thing that that song in particular from Heavy Rain is much more barren. Like, this is really it for a while. There's like little background stuff, but like so minute and detailed that you can't even really hear it. This is very full because I'm playing big full chords. I'm playing, and this is just. I really don't know what the song is, but you get my gist, right? So that's the difference, I guess. But this is kind of what I'm talking about. Is that kind of feel, and that song is called "Painful Memories," and that's the song I think that plays almost every single time there's any sort of flashback, or almost all the time when Ethan is running through the game, especially when he's screaming out, "Sean! Sean! Jason!" Well, actually, when he's in the mall, he doesn't scream it out, but when he's looking for Sean, I think that's popping up in Heavy Rain. But anyways, so I can do like. You know what I mean? That's awesome, man. Alright, see you later. Thanks for stopping by. I probably won't be streaming for too much longer, maybe till 9, something like that. But anyways, this is what I'm talking about. I don't like that so much. I kind of like... So maybe it can be a little less... big full chords and a little more spaced out. You know what I mean? It's not so much that there's lack of sound or that there's lack of notes so much as it is just you're taking advantage of space better. They talk about this all the time, and they do it in jazz a lot. So like, there are some, especially think of someone soloing in jazz. There are some jazz players that they have to fill every little gap with some sort of music, and they'll play ridiculous long lines that are just, just ridiculous whatever. They're like constantly playing something. And then there are some people that really make the melody of their improvisation sing and the main focal point of everything. So it's not just like you're sitting there going, oh wow, he's really impressive, he plays things very fast. It's more like, wow, this is like really, like there's feeling in this, you know what I mean? And there's feeling in playing fast too, but a lot of the times I've always noticed if I start playing fast, I'm just trying to show off. So like if I'm going whatever, it's mostly just me like, yeah, I can do that. Like I will do that instinctually. But if I'm playing something really, like if I'm in the moment and I'm playing something really deep, I will not play fast. I will play things with more feeling in them. And I think that's what this is trying to bring out. It's almost more of a feeling of emptiness than just this big, full, big, grand chords. It doesn't have to always be like that. And I like writing big chords like that. But it doesn't always have to be like that. I actually like taking big chords like that and crunching them into as little space as possible. So this is like all notes that don't need to be together, that are crunched together just in the most compact space. I like doing that more so than I like just like, I don't like that quite as much. But this is different. I think this type of song needs to be played differently. Instead of playing it and writing it how I typically would write a song, which is with all this stuff going on it. We don't have to do any of that. Make it so that the melody shines. It's tough because I'm by myself and there's no other instruments, so it won't sound quite as good right away. You add in other instruments, you use MIDI, you know, that kind of stuff, then all of a sudden it comes to life. Now we need some sort of repetitive rhythm. I don't even like going down that low. I want it to be sort of compact. We can even bring this up, like. Something like that, eventually. Maybe not right away. I kind of like keeping it here. Hey, that's not bad. All right, so try to listen to this. It's tough. Let me turn it up a little bit. I'm gonna keep my foot on the pedal for the most part. I like that. Yeah. So we have. That actually sounds decent. I like that. So what I'm doing is boom 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 boom. Actually, we can go. And I actually like that. There's a little crunch there, right here. Right here. I like that though. I like that. I would go like. It doesn't sound as cool. That. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. That'll be one of the things. Ah. I like that a lot. So if that's the case, this needs to now be a different chord. This is now D minor major 7. And how you would play something like that is D minor, and then you have C sharp. Because normally C sharp is not in D minor. Right? The only thing that's in there is a B flat. But if you played D harmonic minor, now you could just play this or this, but it's mostly used in like Baroque and classical music. That's cool though. I like that a lot. And I like just, and you know what I was playing there before, which was, I forget what type of style of music that's called, but that's like dance music, and for the life of me, I can't remember the name of it. And that's kind of what I'm doing is, but I'm not making it as prevalent. I'm kind of just, so like, I'm making it subtle so that someone could be like, oh, that's that. Because I don't want it to be that prevalent. I really just want the melody brought out. I can also do that too instead of and go. Love that chord. That's such a cool chord. You know what else that chord's from, or like could be used in is that is awesome. I'm really happy with that. Oh man, I'm super excited. I'm jazzed about that. Now, I feel like with that can now be put into multiple different scenarios, not just one. See, I felt like with this, we were kind of stuck, right? This is a very specific song, right? It's not much to it. But now we have this that sounds a lot. So I think we're going to actually end things here because we have now this and this, which are going to take up most of the day tomorrow. Which we will be streaming again at 9 without issue. It'll be at 9 o'clock a.m. Just my stupid alarm didn't go off. I slept forever. So that's kind of what happened this time around. But as long as we get in a stream, I'm happy. Turn that off for the night. But yeah, so we have a really good idea, I think, of what this is all going to be like. I'm excited to work on these two things and write them out. I think after tomorrow, and it might bleed into Friday a little bit, what happens, I'm going to kind of announce what we're going to do next, which I'm actually kind of excited about. Because after that, we've written out everything, and now it's just time to edit. And I'm still having problems with Pro Tools, so I can't show you guys that part. So until we get Pro Tools up and running, I really can't show you the editing process of music. And also, I'm going to need some time to just work into it myself because I still need to work on that kind of thing. So until then, we're just going to continue to write music as much as possible and as quickly as we can, so that by the end of the year, I have this big portfolio of stuff that I'm excited to share with people and can be edited and can be thrown into stuff. So after we finish Project 10, we're now going to move on to Project 11, which is going to be something I'm super excited about. So I think writing out these 10 quick projects are awesome, but the next thing that we're going to do is going to be completely different, and I'm excited to talk about it. So if you haven't already, please hit follow. It helps me out, keeps me going, keeps me wanting to stream this for you guys, lets me know that you also enjoy what I'm doing and would like to see more. I will be back tomorrow, like I said, at 9 a.m. Eastern Time, and we're going to go over these next two projects. And yeah, other than that, thanks so much, and I will see you tomorrow.